All right, up the escalator to Penn's Landing. It's gonna be a great day. What is up, everybody? This is Bacon Chris here, and today I am at Penn's Landing on such a beautiful day. It's been a while since I last did videos, since April when I was at Sesame Place. Well, nowadays it's time for me to get out of the house for a bit and enjoy the nice weather. So let's check out Penn's Landing. Some construction is going on at the new Penn's Landing Park. Can't wait for it to open. And they're demolishing this big highway there. I-95 South. It's really cool. Last time when I went to Penn's Landing, I took my father's electric scooter. But instead, I decided to take the SEPTA bus today. Doesn't like Penn's Landing on a nice spring May day. All right, let's get down there. And I bet this bridge area, this highway area right here, is going to be demolished. Walt Whitman, Venture Aquarium. And there are ducks on the Delaware River. No one on the dog park today. Ben Franklin Bridge and a few apartment buildings. It's almost the start of Summerfest. Here are some of the activities. I would really love to take a paddle boat ride. Or a kayak ride. But the rental place is closed. Like there's gonna be some hammocks placed here soon. Oh no, it's closed. There's a giant anchor and a giant bell with some ships. Ship in the bottle. Soon a beautiful park. And over here is Morgan's Pier. It's actually open, or it will be open. Or it's probably open already. Over by historic Philly, 5th Street, where you can see the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall. I'm again at the Independence Visitor Center. Liberty Garden. There's the Independence Visitor Center. And the Liberty Bell Museum is long. I only got 2 books, one about Lancaster County and one about Valley Forge. I love tour buses.
Money anyway, there isn't any money to be gotten from the king. He wants the land grant. As he converted to the Quakers when he was 22, growing up in England, that was illegal. It was illegal to be part of any religion other than the Anglican Church of England. The city, until we are a 142 square mile city. Our tour stays mostly within the original grid around here. Opened in 1747 as the seat of the Pennsylvania colonial government before we were the United States. To the left-hand side in the pavilion is the Liberty Bell, obviously. It's our centennial bell, named so because it was put up there of Independence, where Congress sat. This building on the right, the first seat of the United States Supreme Court, down the street in front of us. Before we turn down there, First Bank of the U.S., Second Bank of the U.S., Carpenter's Hall, Newman's Hall, a Liberty Museum, a Science Museum, a Maritime Museum, the Museum of the American Revolution as well. Pennsylvania, the first colony in America where you are free to worship as you please, founded by William Penn, receiving Pennsylvania as a land grant from King Charles II. Populated very quickly in this area near the Delaware River down to the right. By 1690, just 8 years after we opened for settlement, a long pavilion market went from Front to 8th Street. The congregation Mikveh Israel on the right-hand side, the first official Jewish congregation in the colonies. After the Constitution, we are the first mint in the United States. In 1969, with the building on the right, we have become and still are the largest mint in the world. The first coin of the United States, a copper penny.
A penny is saved as a penny is earned.
A penny saved is a penny earned. And you know what was on the bottom of that coin? Not God we trust, but mind your business. He meant mind your money business. He's in Market Street. It's called the Patco Line. Takes you over to South Jersey, many different stops, including the waterfront of Camden, New Jersey. I like to ride my bike across it. It is 1.6 miles each way. There's an uphill on each side. I enjoy the downhill much more than the uphill on each side. Fireman's Hall Museum on the left-hand side, built to an old 19th century firehouse. And then, still on the left, the next alley, this street is called Elford's Alley, and on this street there's 32 homes, not one of them wider than 16 feet. Many people coming looking for opportunity to Pennsylvania, to the city of Philadelphia, willing to live in small situations, most often renting, although sometimes people build small homes. Wonderful farmland. Pennsylvania has a lot of drawl to it. Not only people from England, but people from other places are going to come to England just to come settle in Pennsylvania, including proprietors. People that have money are going to buy an entire lot, have plenty of room for their animals, gardens. But it isn't long before multiple buildings are being built on the mapped out, the charted out maps, and Philadelphia becomes very crowded with this whole row home scene. Anyone for the Betsy Ross house, folks? Betsy, anyone? Seamstress, upholsterer, sew of American flags. No one's getting out. Afterwards as well, and not just flags of nations kind of things, but different kind of flags and banners. Originally started out not so much in sail making kind of stuff, but as a seamstress. One of the oldest, largest Quaker meeting houses on the left. They do tours here, but it's a regular meeting house, and all peoples are welcome to go to a Quaker meeting or actually join a Quaker meeting. You're also more than welcome to wander around the yard without going to bust. My buddy himself, Ben, all embossed with the keys, referring to the kite and key experiment, where he proves that lightning is electricity. He will go on after that, and he will invent the lightning rod. A simple yet extremely ingenious design. No way to even estimate how many buildings throughout the world have never caught on fire thanks to Ben. He sits here because, once again, he was our first fireman. Not at this building, of course. All the stops. Like I mentioned, Ben's buried right in the corner of the graveyard. People love to come along and throw change on the grave, thinking that's all kinds of good luck. But we refer back to what you said before, young man, and that is, Ben likes to say, a penny saved is a penny earned. Or you might say, don't throw your money away on dead guys' graves. The burial ground saves anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000. Anyone for the Constitution Center, folks? No one getting out? To the left-hand side, the room where it happened, where the Constitution was drafted back in 1787. Of course, Independence Hall. Many of you, I should know who she is, but my father likes to brag, or used to, he isn't around anymore himself, about how she used to stay at his uncle's hotel. Everybody make sure you're looking to the right-hand side when we go through the light to see our Friendship Gate. Built in a very old Chinese fashion. It's built with no metal hardware. It's all slits, slats, and gravity. You're going to have to wait to see it, though, in the back. The Ready Turbo train shed arch. The train shed itself is the only train shed of its kind left in the United States, but it does not function as a train shed. It functions as the ballroom for the convention center. These commuter trains are still here. They're just downstairs. In 1984, they put the trains underground to keep them out of the way of traffic. Fish markets, cheeses, some things like that, but it is mostly food stalls in here. I would come to Philadelphia just to go to the Reading Terminal Market. The market takes up this side of the building on the first floor before the street, which is Filbert Street, runs right through where the building is. Once again, the ballroom is upstairs, the trains are downstairs. There's Bassett's Ice Cream, the oldest ice cream company in the country, has a stall here on the left. Been making Philly-style ice cream since 1861. For perspective, the shining sun and the earth inside the city walls. We call the original grid center city. It makes it makes sense to us. It's not the middle of Philadelphia. It is not the center whatsoever. Statue that's on top of any building in the world at 36.5 feet. He is almost 4 regular house stories tall. He's actually larger than he looks from down here. Please watch out for the sun though. Up going north and south. Originally 1 mile, it is now 13 miles long. Down to the right-hand side, there's George Sean Bennett's Masonic apron, a gift from Lafayette. The head house for the Convention Center, the Academy of Fine Arts Museum is down there. This statue is called Government by the People. And across the street, but on the right-hand side, one of Robert Indiana's love statues. Anyone for stop 7 in Love Park City Hall, folks? No one's getting out.
The fountain's on.
The left-hand side. And when if you turn around and look at City Hall from this diagonal street, you get a wide view of 2 sides there. Down first and then make a plan for another time. It is our regular city municipal building. All rooms are not available at all times. The flags of the nations, or really the flags of the nations that have people from those places have made Philadelphia their home. There's a few old buildings here that were before the Parkway opened in 1918, including a large Catholic church, one of the largest in the country, the Basilica Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul on the right-hand side. They do tours here. Around this park, though, is also the Academy of Natural Sciences. There's the Franklin Institute, which is a huge museum. That's our science museum. People also go into the Free Library. We have our main branch building here on the Parkway. And there's actually a lot more than books and maps and computers. There's a lot of artwork and artifacts and historical things in general. The architect of the library buildings is a firm called the Trumbull firm, the same firm that would build the Philadelphia Museum of Art, which we'll be to in a little bit.
It's like Epic Universe from over there.
Rocky upstairs. I'm glad you told me that. I really didn't know about that stuff. My niece would know about that stuff. On the right-hand side of us, Philadelphia has a lot more hills than you might think if you just get dropped off from somewhere else in the middle of Market Street. It does in the area. Wow, that breeze is so much better than being stuck in traffic. Watch your heads, guys. These trees have grown today. Duck down, please. Watch your head. Thank you. The statue on the right is Miranda, like many others, would come to the United States to fight in our revolution, come from Venezuela, and spend the entire revolution down in New Orleans with De Galvez. The plane on the right-hand side is the very first ever stainless steel airplane, built in Philadelphia in the early 1930s by a company called the Budd Company. At that hotel, no, what did I do? I just casually went up the elevator to the restaurant, took a look. Globe of the constellations to the left. Business around here, a lot of our high-rises and skyscrapers, but also a lot of restaurants and shops. Across the street, an area known as Rittenhouse Square, all around the old Southwest Park. And in front of us, watch the glare, but a couple blocks, you look up the blue and the gray. shiny building that is called One Liberty Place, and that building was the first building ever to be built taller than William Penn. When City Hall was completed in 1901, the city promised ourselves that we would never build a building taller than William Penn at 550 feet.
Wait to go there.
At all. His banking institution, although he was gone in 1831, lasted until the 1990s. Now a white marble restaurant lobby. We have no one until Pine. Whatever works for you here at Dove. And here's the Union League building on the right-hand side, the French-style brick and brownstone. The organization began in 1862, of course, when the Civil War has just been going on for about a year. Opened this hotel in 1904. Beautiful inside. This is where back in the olden days, the presidents, the dignitaries from other countries, movie stars would stay many, many years ago in the early 1930s. You usually find the Philadelphia Orchestra, though, across the street now at the Kimmel Center inside a huge cello-shaped orchestra hall and a smaller theater. I don't know if you want to do it up front, you don't have to, but if you turn around and look at City Hall, you get the tower right in the center here. The tower's to the north side, that's why you don't see it like that. And Philadelphia has a lot of old buildings. You only have to be a building that's 1830 or earlier to be early American, but we have more than any city in the country. William Penn named most of these streets going east-west after trees, like Pine Street here, Chestnut Street, Spruce.
That was a fun tour bus. And now I'm gonna go over to Pat's King Estates because it's not far from here to get a delicious Philly cheesesteak. The hospital that I was born in, Pennsylvania Hospital. Now let's go get that steak. After a far walk, I finally made it. I mean, I see Geno's, but Pat's King Estates is on the other side. And I can tell I see Geno's because of the orange. You can now get a Pat's King Estates cheesesteak. Pat's King Estates started out as a hot dog stand, and then the cheesesteak was born. I gotta say, that is one tasty looking cheesesteak. No wonder why I think they're the best in Philly. Considering I already had Pat's King Estates, I just wanted to give their cheesesteak rolls a try. Just got the cheesesteak roll from Geno's. And this is the cheesesteak roll from Geno's. And it comes with a side of ketchup. Pat's King Estates, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry I went to your rival place, but I want a cheesesteak roll. Actually, that tastes really good. So many good shops and places to eat. One block is Mexican, one block is Italian. Let's go support another small business. Pepperoni, ricotta, and mushroom, eggplant. And yes, they do use fresh dough. One good slice of Puglia pizza. That was some good pizza at Puglia's. I decided to just stop in just to help support a small local business. And now it's time for ice cream. I love ice cream. Back at Independence Park, behind the Independence Hall, getting some ice cream. There are no more tours available at this time. Museum of the American Revolution. Not today, because the museum is closed. But I love that museum. Oh, so this is where you enter now to get ice cream. It's a walk-on today, so I got myself a caramel sundae with whipped cream and a cherry on top. My favorite over at the Franklin Fountain. Well, it was a pretty relaxing day here in Philadelphia. I am so glad that I got to ride the tour bus today and go to Pat's King of Steaks, Geno's, Pugley's, and now ice cream time. Time for me to head back to Philly. I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Six Flags time. This is really good.